Simplify, standardize, automate. So the first ability is to quickly break down the complex, do away with the mumbo jumbo. Like they say in sales, what is the net of the story? Once you get the net, then you can package the English around it. What's the net? So simplify, standardize, and then make it like a standard automated process. Start with LinkedIn and stop using it as a job portal. I mean, you want to apply for jobs, that's great. Start using it as a networking tool. Build your brand. What is your authenticity? What is your authentic brand? No, I'm not a writer. But you're not expected to be a writer. You are a contributor. Different thing. You work in a profession. You should be the subject matter expert on your profession, right? And if not, you're on a learning journey. I'm a recruiter. I'm struggling with no shows. What do you think? That's a good exercise to do. So be present socially, online, relevant content, not random Facebook content being posted on LinkedIn. That's not what I mean. I mean relevant content, and you will definitely find yourself in a better position. Sales forecasting is like an insurance policy. If your fiscal runs from, say, 1st of April to 31st of March, and we all meet on 29th of March and say, here is my forecast, we done deal, life would be happy. But since we can't guarantee that, we have to break it down into 4 quarters, into 3 months, into 5 days, into 1 day. That is the insurance. It's not micromanagement. It's often misrepresented as micromanagement. It's your insurance policy that you don't track your velocity that you need it to be by Friday. The probability of you getting to the next week is reduced by 50% because you're doubling your workload. So your quota for 1 month is, say, $400,000 divided by 4 weeks. That's $100,000 per week. Divided by 5, $20,000 per day. Average deal size of 5. So about 5 4s are 20. Where are those 4 deals? 4 into 2, 8 deals. If you're at a 50% conversion, where are those deals? If you are not doing that, then Tuesday that becomes delta plus X. Then by next week, it becomes even more. So your insurance policy is crumbling. How else do you run your business if you're not on top of that velocity every single day? Customers don't want to talk to you if you're not going to make sense to them. And for you to make sense to them, you need 5 minutes. The first step, please ask 5 minutes. If the guy is not willing to give you 5 minutes, then that's not your customer. Right? So stop compressing into like 30 seconds, please listen to me and I will. No. Simple gravitas, pause. What I have to say to you, Ronit, will probably take about 3 or 4 minutes, but I cannot give you a quick 30-second overview. It will not do justice to what I have to say. And it's okay to say no sometimes because I'm not expecting that you will sign the check today. But what I do expect is that you give me a fair shot on what I have to say, and we can, if that makes sense to you, then we can proceed with the conversation. If it does not, it does not. So what are the outcomes of this opener? They can bang the phone, they bang the roll down, not you the person. They said, I don't know, say fast. Okay, then you say, I need 10 minutes. You are establishing equity. And if some of them say, yes, let's talk, then it makes sense. Are you principally against it or are you statistically against it? It takes them back. It puts the objection into perspective. Well, I have the answer to both. Like, I'm not going to convince you to change your mind. And then they relax. I'm not asking you to change your mind. But if you have doubts on data, facts, statistics, will you indulge me in that conversation? So they then open up. But if they say, no, I don't think I want to do this, that's fair. Stop fearing losing a customer. Please stop fearing that. You fear because you have limited scope. I'm asking if you open up the scope, then that fear goes down, right? Now that we've established that we want to engage in this conversation, I understand your problem. Typically, when I share these problems, there are 2 outcomes. Either you will probably absolutely dislike it, which is absolutely okay with me. We will not go ahead. I'm okay with that. I want to still be in touch with you because things change every 6 months. Alternatively, there could be a possibility that you like it. And if you do like it, what could be the next steps today? Or you retain the control of the conversation. If you let the customer control the conversation, then you go up and down to the path they want you to take. And that's the negotiation, that's the build. That's something that will come. It's not like that one fine day. Slowly, when you try becoming fearless, you will start controlling it a little more. Clarity of thought and clarity in communication. These are the two things that keeps bosses happy. What are you thinking? And are you communicating it periodically and probably sometimes intuitively? That you know that the next objection is, oh, you missed this week's forecast. How are you? What's your backup deal? So before that question comes, you anticipate that and say, hey, I know that this has happened. Here is the remedy. But if you can recommend something additional that I should do, then I'd be happy to learn. So managing is not about impressing bosses, right? Managing bosses is not about, they are not there to see you fail. Is never have that misconception. If they set you up for failure, they fail themselves, right? Imagine a manager going and saying, oh, my 2 people missed their numbers. It will poorly reflect on them. So bosses are very misunderstood from time to time, right? So idea is to see that they're trying to set you up for failure. They're trying to set you up for success. And how can you align your style with their expectation? If you can align that, that's it. Nobody wants you to fail. Trust me, that is not the case. Anything that needs to be sold needs to be sold. There's no industry specific. This industry sells more and that industry sells less. Bear in mind though, 60 to 70% of the stuff that is repetitive in nature is likely to get automated. And so I would want to be part of those verticals where still the human component is higher, where automation will creep in, but probably it'll, like running away from automation, right? You're not scared of it. It's like, how do you then complement your skill set on that automation and be part of that journey? There is no escaping it, right? So generative AI and everything is here to stay, is going to be, and there's nothing to be scared about. It's like previously when we moved from servers to cloud, we're like, oh my God, I don't see my desktop anymore. Where is my computer? Where is my server? Now, but life continued, right? People understood cloud. Right? When the buttons disappeared on the phone, they said, oh my God, what will I do? But who thought that there will be an app economy? So if you go back in history, and I'll give this example I was sharing the other day. Do you know what happened in July 2013 or 2013 or 2014, something like that? The last telegram was sent on July 2013. A service that withstood 163 years went away in like maybe 10 years of email existence. And then was the transition easy? No, people are, in our culture, that doesn't happen. What is electronic? We will need to meet. But today, almost 8 billion emails are being sent. It's a part of our life. So likewise, selling will always be there. It will probably change the way engagement will be. It started by, we are coming this full circle from inbound where I opened shop. I stood in one place. If somebody spotted me, had a conversation and we did a transaction. Then it moved to a stage where there were 10 of us. Then I had to make my shop a little more decorated. Then there were 30 of us. Then I had to step out of my shop and say, Ronit, please come to my shop behind and go visit you and say, come. Then I said, I will bring my shop to you. And then it is coming back to a place where I am here. If you like me, if you like what I have, come to me. So from inbound, we are coming back to this, to outbound, to hard outbound, back gradually, gently into inbound. That's the cycle we are going through.